Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I see we have a couple people in here already. Let me turn that music down. That's pretty loud. Oh, that Metroid Prime theme. I'm not even a big Metroid fan, but that's like... That theme is like one of the best video game themes, I think, of all time. A banger. So hello, everybody. Welcome to the weekly Friday night stream. I wasn't even sure if this stream was going to happen. Because I've been sniffling and had a sore throat all day, and the whole time I kept wondering whether or not I should just cancel the stream. I'm still a little stuffed up. You can probably hear it in my voice. To top it off, 3 of the big streamers that I follow Israel, Eve, and Sark. They all canceled because they were also under the weather. So I'm sitting at my cubicle all day, and I see this, and I'm like, well, this is just a sign from God that I shouldn't stream today. But screw it, I wanted to stream anyways. I've been wanting to play this game on my channel for a long time. Hello, Rosie. Welcome to the chat. Alright, I guess we might as well just get started. I'll load into the game. I had to play that, Metroid theme from straight off of YouTube because the game that we're playing Metroid Prime Trilogy, doesn't have the classic Metroid theme built into it, which is a little bit of a shame. Let's see if I can get this to work. There we go. So this is Prime Trilogy. This is actually the Wii port of all 3 games, if I remember correctly. Also, let me know how the audio sounds. If I need to turn the game volume down or my mic volume up, or if they're good. Here, I'm gonna actually quick check the volume. Let me turn that down just a little. There we go. I think that's a little better. Alright, so as you can see, I've already played a bit of this. We're just gonna do a new slot. As you can see, I am emulating this. So don't try this at home, kids, because I don't think you're supposed to do this unless you own the game, which I do. I do own a copy of this game. I own a copy of Metroid Prime for GameCube. I think we'll play on normal. So I'm using a mod called Prime Hack for the Dolphin emulator. It's a little finicky, as you can see already, but this Prime Hack does a couple things. First, it lets you adjust your FOV, which to me that's like one of the big things that a lot of old first-person shooters don't have. I get motion sick really easily, so I need a high FOV when playing my games, and luckily Prime Hack has that just for me. Also lets you play the game with mouse and keyboard, which makes the game a lot easier than it should be, as we'll see later in the game. But it's a pretty good way to play this game. I'd say Prime 1 doesn't quite hold up, in terms of graphics and gameplay, like playing it raw from the GameCube. But playing it, at HD at 60 frames with a mouse and keyboard with a high FOV, the game really comes into its own. So full disclosure, I'm not like a big Metroid fan. I'll be perfectly honest about that. I've played a few of the games. I like it as a series. I think some of the games are very good. Although I'm mostly a Prime 1 fan. I think Prime 1 is probably my favorite game in the franchise. And I'll talk more about that later. But yeah, I'm not a diehard Metroid fan. Like, of the 2D Metroid games, I think I've only played Super Metroid, and I never even beat it. So, expect me to not be like a complete pro at this game, because I've only played Prime a handful of times. I like it. I like the atmosphere. I love how it's a first-person shooter, obviously. This long cutscene, here's Samus. the coolest bounty hunter armor ever. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's a if it's a good idea to have your arm be just a single gun, but hey, works in this game. So yeah, I'm using my mouse right now. I can move around with the keyboard keys. I'm, you know, this is through an emulator, but I'm basically playing this like a, just like a regular PC first-person shooter. A little finicky. You can see it's a little jittery. So yeah, I can just shoot here. So the reason we're playing the Wii version is that the Wii version added motion controls. And with motion controls, you had the little Wiimote look around the screen, which, oh, now here, if I remember the controls, I have to do this. There we go. So this one guy made Prime Hack, and he gave all these weird, like, keyboard shortcuts to replicate Wiimote controls. So the original Metroid Prime 1 on GameCube didn't even let you look, like, up and down, which is weird. It very much treated the game like, if you've ever played GoldenEye, where you can move around, you'd look left and right, but if you wanted to look up or down and aim, you had to hold a separate button while you were standing still just to aim. Which is very weird because the GameCube controller had a second analog stick. They decided not to make use of it. Which is funny because it came out the exact same... Was it the same year as Halo Combat Evolved? Either way, Combat Evolved showed everyone how you actually implement first-person shooter with those gamepad controls. Lock pressurization successful. That's good. So yeah, playing this game on GameCube is a chore because the controls just are not there. But the Wii version used the Wii remote to aim. So Metroid Prime 3 implemented that. A lot of people say it's the best way, it's the best form of controls for first-person shooters is using motion controls, gyro aiming. I don't agree. I've tried it. It sucks. It's very finicky. It's not accurate. Where'd this little guy go? He just kind of ran away. But, luckily, if you emulate this game, you can also emulate a Wii remote using your mouse. And so if you write a simple script to lock your cursor to the center of the screen, you can play this game like a traditional FPS, which is great. I think this is the best way to play the game, in my opinion. Although I'm just saying that because I never grew up with GameCube. The first, like Halo was one of the first FPSs I ever played. So, you know, playing these old FPS games that had horrible control schemes, worse than Halo. Like, I just can't stand for it. But here we are emulating this with a high FOV. Use my charge beam. Alright. So. Yeah, I'm like... I don't know if I'd call myself quite a stranger to the Metroid series. The first Metroid game I played was Prime Hunters for the DS. Here we go, here's a map. I'm just talking, by the way, so like we're playing through this intro. There's not a lot going on here. We landed on, I believe it's like just some pirate space station. But we're not going to be here for much longer. This is just the intro. Here we go. I like this map though, this is very cool. It reminds me of the game Descent. Remembers that game? But yeah, like, I'm not quite a stranger to Metroid, but I'm definitely not like I wouldn't call myself a Metroid fan. I think some of the games are good. I think some others are crap. So, I'm kind of split. Alright, yeah. You have to walk through the hologram to activate an elevator. Alright, so we've encountered one of our first glitches in the game. So I need to look for a save room. So this game's being emulated. Oh god, I'm not even paying attention. So So the problem with the way it was emulated, I'm not even sure if this is Prime Hack's fault or if it is just Dolphin's fault. Here we go. Let's actually engage in some combat. But if you engage the, can't even tell if that guy's dead. If you engage the scanner HUD like this, it'll like the audio will sometimes loop in the background. So now we have like double beeping. I don't know if you can pick that up on stream, but I can hear it very clearly, and it is annoying as all hell. Just scanning everything, even though I know what all this stuff is. Who cares? We're not even doing a 100% run. So we're gonna have to find a save point just so we can restart the game. All right, I forgot how you do. Okay, you press F for missiles. This guy implemented a bunch of weird hotkeys. You can change in the menu, but I never bothered to. I like this atmosphere though. The graphics, they don't hold up, but it's pretty good. I mean, for like a game this old, oh, what is it, 2001 or 2002? I mean, this is pretty good. I mean, like playing with mouse and keyboard, like, oh man, it's great. And I'm saying that as someone who like didn't have nostalgia for this game. Like the Prime series was, aside from their like Prime Hunters, which was the shitty like DS port, I only played these games like very recently. I'm still new to this. I gotta say, I do like it. But more specifically, I like playing it with a mouse and keyboard, because this is how the game should be played. But yeah, we're gonna find a save point, and then I'm gonna quick refresh the ROM. Yeah, you can hear that quiet beeping in the background. That's like the glitch. That's an audio glitch that should be happening. I like that, by the way. You see the reflection of her face in the visor. If I can do that again. Yeah. A little creepy because it's like a crude 3D model. It's pretty good. Scanning all this stuff, even though I probably shouldn't, because I mean, who cares? We're not doing 100% speed run. What do I do here? Do I? Yeah, I do. There was another glitch I encountered later on in the game where I got stuck as a morph ball in one of those sockets and I couldn't get out, so I had to like retry from a checkpoint. So I should specify this game is emulating this game might not be the proper way to play it, but it's best we have so far. All right, we're gonna restart the game because I don't want to deal with that annoying beeping sound. God, I can't believe we encountered it like so early in the game. Here we go. And I will just refresh it. Sure, it's updated. My chat's working. There we go. Yeah, sorry about that. Again, I don't know what causes it. I know the benefit of playing Metroid Prime 2 and 3 is that the scanner HUD doesn't have that beeping sound. That's where the glitch comes from. In Metroid Prime 1, the scanner HUD is like this just beeping sound effect. So yeah, we encountered that like within 6 minutes of playing. So crappy how difficult it is to emulate Wii games these days. I mean, at the end of the day, we aren't supposed to be doing this, but hey, it's a fun way to play. Space Pirate Frigate. But yeah, I haven't, I wouldn't say that, yeah, I wouldn't say like I'm a big Metroid fan, just I'm pretty new to the series. Yeah, as you can hear, if I can get quiet again. No beeping. That's how the game is supposed to sound. I don't know, again, I don't know why it happens, but it just does, and we have to deal with it. Where do I go? Here, maybe? So yeah, if you hear the HUD, you can hear in the background. There's like that beeping sound. Beep. So I think what happens if like too much stuff is going on, your HUD will like accidentally like keep playing that sound even when you're out of it. I'm always finicky to even bring up my scanner HUD. But it's an important part of the game, unfortunately. So like, yeah, not even a big Metroid fan. I just like Prime 1. And as a kid, I played Prime Hunters for the DS. That game was awesome as a kid. Never beat it. I'm planning on beating it on stream. That's a very far out future stream that I think is going to be weird, but probably fun. Those are the type of games that I want to stream some more of. Oh, look at this big guy. But yeah, like, even with Super Metroid, like, I respect Metroid as a series. So here we go, I can dodge. It's a lot, I noticed, because even though I can control the mouse, it is a lot easier just to lock on. But you are supposed to do this. And you can actually dodge and jump out of the way. But yeah, like, I respect Super Metroid for what kind of game it is. It was very revolutionary. But it's a little old for me. Like, even the 2D Metroid games, I don't know. But Prime 1, like, strikes a chord with me. I love this game. So, which should just kind of tell you how good this game really is. If someone who doesn't even, who isn't even a Metroid fanboy can appreciate it. That's pretty easy. I like the Metroidvania concept of like having this big map to explore and backtrack through, and unlocking upgrades to progress. I love that as like a gameplay mechanic. Oh god, now we have to evacuate. Here we go. This exciting intro, and I'm just like droning on over it. Are you guys big Metroid fans? Have you grown up with Metroid? Aside from one game, like, I haven't really grown up with it. Oh god, there's so many. Where do I... Oh, that poor guy. And, like, I see the gameplay for Metroid Dread, which I know they've been teasing for a while. I might check it out, but I might not. Who knows? If it's not that good of a game, it doesn't really matter. I'm just waiting for Prime 4, to be honest. Like, I'm only interested in the 3D Metroid games. I should specify the first-person Metroid games. If there's one thing I know about Other End, it's that game was terrible. There's a problem with the lock-on system where if you aren't aiming directly at like an enemy, your cursor will just get locked in place. Again, one of the problems with emulation. I think I'm just gonna run past these guys. Actually, I'm gonna use them all. I have to go. I'll back down. These guys aren't doing that much damage to me. I can probably just bypass them. Oh, it's another... There's like, with the morph ball, you need momentum, but it can be really frustrating because you just can't get over like little ledges. It's a pretty exciting intro though. Like, I can't imagine, Metroid as a series was just like 2D. Like, I'm imagining going from Super Metroid right to this. How incredible this is. No. And I mean, even for a game from its time, I keep forgetting if this was 2002 or 2001. Um, like even for the time, like this game had a lot of like groundbreaking stuff. Uh, God, why does this door keep shutting on me? That was weird. I guess I don't like how the doors are loading screens, especially when you have a timer going off. You literally have to wait for the next level to load. Oh god. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Metroid Prime 4, even though we haven't heard anything about it. And it's probably not going to be that good. Oh, there's Ridley. Ridley the Space Dragon. How... There we go. I almost forgot how to grapple hook. It's the same as the lock-on key. I like that music though. It's very intense. There. Oh. Here we go. Is this where I lose all my upgrades? Classic Metroidvania. Yeah, there we go. We're down to our very basic armor, thus beginning the premise of the game. Got to slowly upgrade. We gotta get out of here quick. We have 3 minutes left, I think, which is plenty of time. Room is depressurizing? What? Gotta get out this. Oh, there he goes. I do love that ship design, though. It's a pretty sweet ship. Alright, it escaped. But I don't think we scanned everything, so we got a red. We didn't get a properly good rating. Hey, we're playing this for fun. We're not playing this to get 100%. Tracking on an enemy target has been lost. Base recon required. And thus, this chunk of the game, this kind of is the reason why I prefer Prime 1 over all Metroid games, even other Prime games, like Prime 2 and Prime 3. Something about Prime 1 that you just can't beat. It's entirely in its map design. A very low texture leaf. It's also shocking to consider, like, how big of a leap this was compared to the N64. Like, even just like this, the 6th generation is honestly incredible when you compare it to the previous generation. You want to save? Yeah, I might as well. God, look at this. This game is 20 years old. I love the little raindrop effects. Bud. Or a visor. That's awesome. A bunch of doors that we can go through. This is great. This is all great stuff. And yeah, this is why I like Prime 1. You can really just explore all these guys. Oh, I don't even have my charged shot yet. That's how limited I am right now. Because with Prime 2, Prime 2 was more of the same, but I didn't like the world design in Prime 2. It felt very like grungy and kind of dull. And then Prime 3, I loved the environments in Prime 3, but the game just didn't feel like a Metroidvania game. It felt too linear and scripted. It kind of felt like they were trying to do like Halo or something. Like they were trying to have this epic space opera, which I don't think Metroid should have. Metroid should be about you exploring a weird alien planet. Oh, look at that guy. Bloodflower. I should start scanning these guys. Gotta hit that, right? Yeah. Oh, so I need rockets for that, right? I can come back later. Again, this begins the Metroidvania backtrack quest. So we gotta collect upgrades so we can move further through the level, which I love. I love, like, this map design. It's made better by the fact, like, this feels like an alien planet. Like, so much stuff to interact with. It's so weird and alien. Just trying to scan all these guys. And that music, too. Feels very epic. Also, we land on an alien planet, and the first thing we do is just start destroying all the wildlife and fauna. So yeah, who knows how Prime 4 is going to turn out? If they... Honestly, I just hope Retro Studios makes a... they just make... I was going to say I hope they make Prime 1, but now I kind of don't. I want them just to learn from Prime 1. I want it to be a game that feels like Prime 1 again, but has some new stuff. Otherwise, if it's just going to... Because I feel like they're just going to make Prime 3 or a first-person other M style game, and I will not accept that. Other M was god awful. Yeah, Other M took like the whole soap opera stuff from Prime 3 and it made it like the prime no pun intended. It made it like the main part. That was like the main part about that game was the fact that Samus talked. Should I press my map? Here's our hint system. I always have hints on because I always get lost in this. Like, they missed the point of making Samus talk. Like, I love silent Samus. Like, that's the whole point. The point of Samus... I know, you know, in the manga, like, there is a manga in the backstory, like, she has a character and stuff, but in Metroid, the whole point is, like, you're supposed to be Samus. Like, it's a suit of armor that you're wearing. It doesn't really matter who the person underneath it is. And that's kind of where Retro Studios faltered when they made that game. But hey, I'm not a big Metroid guy, so I don't know the whole ins and outs of the series. All right, oh, we gotta go that way. I think we gotta go down here. Oh, these bug guys. I don't mind the silent protagonist cliche, but it exists for a reason. And the sad thing is talking protagonists are always way more annoying than silent ones. So I'm always gonna prefer a Gordon Freeman to like I don't know. I'm trying to think of generic talking protagonist. I don't even know where I'm going. Go that way. All right. yeah, like this level design, I love it. I also love the platforming. I think they actually people people always complain about like first-person shooters with platforming elements. I never understood it. It's very easy to pull off and do well. This game's a good example of that. Very ominous one. So hope something bad doesn't happen in here. Uh-oh. Hello, Valiant. Welcome to the stream. We're playing some Metroid. We're playing it emulated. Playing it at HD with a mouse and keyboard. That's why it's a lot easier to play. Classic Metroid Prime boss battles. Trying to, whenever they buzz by, I'm just trying to like accidentally catch it. Like when they spin right by the camera. Like I just, hopefully one of my shots hits. There we go. Like that. I can't imagine playing this game with like a GameCube controller and those horrible controls. If the controls were like Halo, it would work. They aren't. This, I don't know what they were thinking with the control scheme on GameCube. The C stick existed for a reason, but Nintendo like never used it. So it's funny because all the GameCube games could have controlled as good as Xbox games, but they never bothered to. Well, Combat Evolved, it wasn't the first game, but it was the game to popularize the dual joystick, where left stick moved you and right stick looked around. And it was perfect. Like, you play that game and it's still playable, while every FPS console game before it like is just terrible, unplayable. Much as I love Prime, this game is included. I'm gonna come back late. I love the atmosphere though. I guess if you grew up with Metroid Prime, you're probably more accustomed to it. Again, I never did. I only played Prime 1 until like I was an adult. So I'm a little more cynical to how the game was made. I respect it and I like it, but I recognize it has a lot of flaws. I mean, all games do. No shame in that. There are doorways in here. I'm guessing no. Oh wait, is there? There is. Oh, I love that sound effect. Oh, a map. Oh, here we go. Kind of like Doom. You unlock the map. And I'm, playing this for the first time. It's like, holy crap. Like, in a single level, this is just an entire world to explore. Although I hate the respawning enemy. I know you need that in a Metroidvania game, but like, I don't know. I kind of get sick of it. Keep expecting the doors to open automatically. Yeah, like these wasps. What's that? That's a mega pack. Okay, so I'm gonna have to use the Pokeball somewhere. Get to that ledge over there? Guessing not. Yeah, I'm cautiously. Oh, here we go. It's a safe station. Cautiously optimistic about Prime 4 and even Metroid Dread. But again, I'm not a massive Metroid fan. I only appreciate a handful of the games. So I'm probably not the person to ask. I guess I'd be going. Am I gonna get a hint soon? Should I just start exploring the areas that I missed? I hate these guys. They don't do any damage, or they don't do much damage. But I hate the effect they do to your screen. I hear wasps buzzing by. Yeah, the gameplay's pretty good. I gotta say, like, I've only owned a GameCube very recently, just as like a lark. I'm kind of getting into collecting some retro games, retro game systems. And one thing I noticed about the GameCube is that there's a lot of games that you can just waste like a ton of hours on for that system. Oh, are these the famous respawning hornets? Like, so, because like Metroid, it's not a standard first-person shooter. Like, there's a ton of content here. Like, this is a game that takes like 20 hours to beat or something like. You know, and for a single game, for a kid back in the day who owned a GameCube, that's a lot of content. Like, that's something you can play like for a long time. But like, GameCube had a bunch of games like that. Like, it had Animal Crossing. Well. It had like Mario Sunshine, Wind Waker, a bunch of games. Long-term game, like games that you played for a long time, instead of just beating them once and putting them down. Oh, I do respect that about the GameCube. A very underappreciated system. All thanks to the fact that Nintendo hated the idea of having multi-platform in their system. It's very interesting, like reading interviews from like Shigeru Miyamoto and Iwata. Like back in the day, they were talking about how they disliked the idea of multi-platform video games, like as a concept. And the GameCube, at the time, they tried to make the GameCube like completely against that. Hello, NSK, welcome to the stream. It's so bizarre to see, like, they're like old E3 interviews from 2001 where they're talking about how the GameCube won't have any multi-plat. I'm doing pretty well, NSK. I'm a little under the weather. I was wondering whether or not I should hold off this stream tonight, but I decided I might as well stream because a bunch of the streamers that I follow also canceled tonight. Like a weird coincidental, like a weird number, and it's a weird coincidence. So I thought I might as well just stick through it. So it was worse earlier today, so I think I'm doing a little better. All these guys. Yeah, Valiant's in the chat. On. Can you charge me? Oh. Look like the fool. On. I wish I could just... Because I can jump over them, but I don't have the double jumps. It's a little hard. Can I do splash damage? their back section. Trying to hit him, but he like keeps jumping out of the way. There we go. Oh, there's a morph ball. Alright, we know how to... I know how to play this game. I don't even have... I don't have the bombs yet. Gotta unlock those later. Yeah, like... Yeah, it would have been fun to own a GameCube back in the day. But it sucks that there just weren't a lot of games for it. And Nintendo, like... Nintendo sabotaged their own system. Like, you know, people... At the time, people made fun of the GameCube because, you know, a lot of the games were very, like, for little kids. Like people hated Wind Waker, apparently. Just because they wanted, like, a gritty, dark Zelda game. For whatever reason. Only, like, after it came out did people appreciate it. Alright, I'm just gonna run past these guys. Who needs them? But like even with the superficial stuff, like, you know, people dislike the GameCube because even the system looked like it was designed for little kids, like with the little handle that you could carry over like your friend's house. That stuff aside, like the system just didn't have a lot of games, like especially compared to the PS2. And it's fascinating to see how Nintendo completely rejected multi-platform games. And they wanted all their games to be exclusive to the GameCube, which, you know, since it sold really poorly, a lot of companies didn't want. So it was like this feedback loop where, you know, companies didn't want to put their games just on the GameCube. But Nintendo didn't want games that were also on other systems, so they got very few games. And they only let up for like only a handful of games. I think it was closer to the end of the system's lifespan where we got like mushrooms. Like, because there were plenty of multi-plats. Yeah, oh god, I shouldn't be in here. I just love reading, like, game history and, like, how developers, you know, made their games, made their systems. And, I mean, this is stuff, like, a lot of people know about. Like I was referencing earlier, Iwata and Shigeru Miyamoto. They talked about this stuff like back in the day, like it was in an E3 interview like in 2001, and back then they were talking about how they hated the idea of multi-platform games. I hate these guys. Meanwhile, Sony totally embraced it. The PS2, like, there were only a handful of PS2 exclusives. Well, because a lot of those games were multi-platforms, but that made the PS2, gave the PS2 a lot of games. Nintendo kind of misjudged how important exclusives really are. But it's just about the fact that the system had a lot of games. Guessing I'm gonna need a bomb for that, so I think I gotta go over there. Oh. And you know, Nintendo had to learn the hard way that, you know, when the PS2 became the very, the PS2 now is like the best-selling console of all time, and it still is. People are still buying PS2s. Or at least they were. I think it was discontinued pretty recently, which is insane. Yet the GameCube sold horribly. I think it sold like 10 million units, period. The GameCube. Which, I mean, it sounds like a lot. Oh god, I just jumped on those mushroom things. It sounds like a lot at first until you realize, like, Animal Crossing, I shouldn't be. The latest Animal Crossing game, was it New Horizons? That sold 14 million. That's how, like, that's the insane numbers that we're talking about. Where's this save station? It's somewhere around here. I think I missed it. I think it's over there. Yeah, I like talking about just facts and stuff. Like I accumulate like all these facts about the gaming industry, and I like to talk about them. Because sadly, history repeats itself. So, you know, because Nintendo did the exact same thing with the Wii U, which was, again, a horribly selling system. Didn't have any games on it compared to like the PS3 and Xbox 360, which then transitioned over to the Xbox One and PS4. That system, that's kind of, it's weird how Nintendo is now out of sync. Because the Wii U sold horribly. God, I gotta jump again. Wii U sold horribly, so Nintendo rushed the Nintendo Switch, which is why Nintendo's console generations are like, they're out of sync with everybody else's. Like the PS5 and the new Xbox both came out, Xbox Series X. Well, we've had the Switch for only 3 years at this point, or a few years by the time they came out. 4 or 5 years, I think, right? Which came out in 2017. Actually, I don't even need to be there. I think I have to jump across here. The thing that freaks me out, because I said that, like, history repeats itself. And it really does. And the thing that's freaking me out... Oh god, am I going to have to... 4 runic symbols. Okay, I remember that part. I gotta look for the symbols. The thing that freaks me out, and it's not Nintendo related. Matter of fact, I think Nintendo is the only company that is preparing themselves for this inevitable collapse, is just how expensive video games are to make, develop. And we're going to reach the point where we're going to probably have like another video game crash, or at the very least, a bunch of the big studios are going to like lose a ton of money. Might go out of business. Like Microsoft and Sony are probably going to be fine, but like the big names like EA and Activision especially now, they, you know, there was a famous incident. I think it was either the first, it was one of the Tomb Raider reboots, one of the later ones, one of the more recent ones, and it cost hundreds of millions of dollars to make. And, you know, as expensive as like a Hollywood movie, like a Marvel movie. And it sold very well. Like, it was a best-selling game. But it didn't sell enough to break even. So, like, even when a game does really well, Square Enix was unable to make any money from it. Or make at least a decent profit. And, like, that's unsustainable. That's an unsustainable business practice. Is it the charge shot? I think this is. So, like, you know, the game crash of '83, a little different, but it was kind of this. It was the same idea where, you know, you had all these low quality games coming out that took a lot of resources and time to develop, and people weren't buying them, or people were buying them, but they weren't making enough profit. And again, it's interesting because like history like just loops back in on itself. I have the charge shot. That's pretty cool. So like the reason I was talking earlier about how Nintendo, they're very exclusive. Like they're very like when it comes to their systems, they're very I'm trying to find the right word. They're very stubborn to let outsiders make games for it. Like they want first party games. And if you make a game for this system, they prefer it to be like exclusive. Because during the game crash, you had all these like shitty knockoff games and just third-party developers putting out shovelware. And so, you know, consumers just stopped buying. And, you know, it was the video games were seen as a fad that died. You know, that's how Atari essentially collapsed. Everyone talks about E.T., crashing the video game market, the video game industry. And ET was just one of many, many games, low quality games that people didn't want. But it is the poster child, because it's a good example of why these games weren't making. I can just, that's cool. I love the charge shot. They took, forget how expensive the, cause I remember Activision took a lot of money, cost a lot of money just to acquire the license for ET, which was a big deal back in the day. And so when the game didn't make any money, that was just wasted, you know, wasted money that Activision was planning on getting, on at least recouping the costs. It's kind of similar, like just overpriced games that people aren't buying. Or people are buying, but they're just so expensive that it's an unsustainable market. And it does worry me, like, this game, you know, Halo Infinite, literally more than $500 million. Like, that's one of the more, that's either one of, if not the most expensive game ever made so far. And you look at it and it's like, it's still in development. Like, it's not finished, and yet they're going to release it in 4 months. Should I talk about Halo Infinite? I played the flight last night. I think I'm the only pragmatic person in the Halo community. Did I go back this way? Oh, that's right. Yeah, for whatever reason, I was invited to the Halo Infinite Fest beta, whatever they're calling it. It's not really any of those. It's not a beta. It's literally like a tech demo. The game has one map. And that's it. And you can only play against bots. One map, one game mode. I think they're going to try PvP. I think they're trying it right now as we talk. Like, they have scheduled play sessions from, like, I forget the time zones. It's like 9 to 12 or something. Like, for a few hours, and then they're going to close it. But I think you can still play, like, the other game modes. But I was thinking of streaming it maybe tonight, but I tried it last night and the servers were so buggy. It took me like an hour just to even connect to the match. I didn't want to have to deal with that for streaming, because that'd just be boring. And even then, it's just, at the end of the day, it's one map. So I think that'd be very boring to stream. But yeah, I don't want to say his name because I'm actually kind of friends with him, and he's a good guy. But I saw him talking about the Infinite Flight, and he said it's the best thing since Halo 3. Like, he said it's revolutionized the Halo series. It's the best game that, since Halo 3. Like, Halo 3, pinnacle of the series. That's everyone's favorite Halo game. The whole time I'm just thinking, like, how can he even say that truthfully without talking out of his ass? It is not anywhere near as good as people are making it out to be. It feels like Halo 5 again, except they took out thruster packs. They took out like the weird melee moves that you could do in Halo 5, like the running on walls, doing like a ground pound and killing the player instantly. I don't even know where I'm going, and I probably shouldn't even be here. Don't know where to go. Over there. I'm gonna go investigate over there. Probably shouldn't though. But, I mean, this is a Metroid game after all. We have to just explore until we get a hint. The game is fed up with us. But yeah, it's Halo 5, and it's weird seeing people brainwash themselves into thinking it's like as amazing. Like, it's not bad. The gameplay is solid-ish. I can see how a good game can be made out of it. And it's in such an early state, it's hard to make a final call on whether or not it's actually great. Like, it's a tech demo. That's what it is. And it kind of feels like Halo, but not really. if it's very different than like Halo 3, which is weird to see people talk about it as if it's as good as Halo 3. So, Infinite, it's done something to people's brains, to Halo fans' brains. I'm not sure how 343 got away with it, but they did. And when Infinite releases, it's probably going to be a disappointment. And I can't wait to see all the people right now saying that Infinite is amazing. The Infinite demo was amazing. This game's going to be better than Halo 3. I can't wait to see them in 6 months talk about how Halo Infinite is actually the worst game in the series. Because it happened with Halo 4, happened with Halo 5, and it's probably going to happen again with Infinite. Halo 4, you had a game that is borderline unplayable, and it broke the Halo formula. And people loved it at the time. They said it's better than Halo 3. IGN gave it a better review than like any other previous Halo games. I don't even know where I'm going, wandering around. You know, one of the best reviewed Halo games. And when you play it, it's garbage. Like, it's one of the worst games. Like, not even a bad Halo game. It's a bad video game. But people at the time liked it. They were hyped for it. They convinced themselves that this weird direction. So, I guess to give context, I'm assuming you guys all know what Halo is, like the whole story behind Halo. But to give context to those of you who don't know, you have a company called Bungie. They made Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3. They followed it up with Halo ODST, and then they made Halo Reach, and that was it. Then they moved on to make Destiny 1 and 2. Microsoft, in their infinite wisdom, knew that they couldn't give up the Halo franchise, so they assembled a team called 343, which was famously made by people who didn't like Halo. That was one of their selling points when they made Halo 4, was we got people who aren't Halo fans to make Halo. At the time, they wanted to attract like people outside of the Halo community. They wanted to attract more casual fan base, which at the time was just the Call of Duty fan base. They wanted the Call of Duty crowd. So they dumbed down the game. They made it very different and worse. Felt nothing like the previous Halo games that came before it. It was god awful. Halo 4 is probably like the worst Halo game that I've played. I haven't played Halo 5 because I don't own an Xbox One, and I refuse to. Here we go. Here's an elevator somewhere. But where does this go? Okay, we can't go down there yet. I don't have a heat upgrade. So with Halo 4 came out at the time, there was a lot of hype. People convinced themselves that it was going to be better. It was going to be different. Or it was going to be better than any of the previous Halo games. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. And the same people who hyped it up said that it was bad. And then you had the exact same thing with Halo 5, where you had people at the time said it's going to be better than Halo 4. They had a multiplayer beta. People loved it. They're like, the multiplayer is better than any other Halo game. You had I remember like Chris Raygun did a dumb reaction video of him reacting to like the trailer for Halo 5, and he was like, this is gonna be the best thing ever. Like, he's crying to it. And then Halo 5 comes out, and the people who've played it say that it was even worse than Halo 4. I can't imagine how that's possible, but it somehow is. Same people who hyped up Halo 5, who said Halo 5 was amazing, it was going to be amazing, it's going to blow Halo 3 out of the water. The exact same people turned again, and now they're the same people saying that they never liked Halo 5 to begin with. So I'm predicting the exact same thing is going to happen to Halo Infinite. Because 343 never learned. They're the same studio that made Halo 4 and 5, they've yet to make a good game. It's just a good game. Not even a good Halo game, a good functioning video game. Halo Infinite was supposed to come out like 2 years ago. It was supposed to come out like 2019 maybe? And then they changed it to 2020. And then they released a demo last year, literally a year ago. And the game was like just incomplete. Like, it was embarrassing that they showed it off. And it was bad. And everyone reacted like it was bad. Everyone told him like, why would you upload it? Why would you even upload a video of this to YouTube? Like, this is embarrassing. And they canceled it, or they didn't cancel it, but they pushed it back another year. So this game was supposed to be out last year. They said, oh, we're actually going to push it back to 2021. Talking about this and making me angry. And at the time, you had a bunch of people, a bunch of Halo. I want to call them Halo fanboys, but I don't like that because I myself am a Halo fanboy. I love Halo, but I love good Halos. I even like Halo Reach. People give that game crap. I love Halo Reach. Like one of my favorite games. Even though the people don't like the multiplayer, I love it. But just Infinite, like, I'm so worried about that game. Like, nothing about that game looks like it's gonna work. Like, they're making it like semi-open world. Multiplayer's free to play, which means we're gonna have a ton of microtransactions. Where am I supposed to be going? Was I supposed to go down to the Magmore Caverns? I'm gonna go back there and see if let's go there. I probably shouldn't, but might as well explore. But so this, unfinished demo release, this game that just looked completely broken. The graphics were broken. The gameplay looked very simplistic. It looked like a game that shouldn't be released for another couple of years. So a lot of people reacted negatively. Some people, for whatever reason, just stuck their head in the sand and they were like, "Yeah, this game looks great." They insisted that it was going to be great, and then they're still insisting it. There are people who unironically think that Infinite demo was great. I don't understand why, but yeah, Infinite. And that cost $500 million. They're making the multiplayer free to play, which is sad. So that, I can't wait to have to deal with that in a Halo game. So it's hard to be a Halo fan. And then, in 6 months when the game comes out, the same people who are saying that this game is going to be amazing are going to be the exact same people who are going to jump on the 343 hate bandwagon. Because I know it's coming. It happened with Halo 4. It happened with Halo 5. It's going to happen again with Infinite. These same, channels and Twitter accounts that are talking about how Halo Infinite is amazing are going to be the same people who are going to be decrying it 6 months from now. But hey, we're going to wait and see if that actually happens, because it probably is. But yeah, I just got completely off on a tangent. The Infinite demo, there's not much to say. The gameplay just feels like Halo 5. I don't like they changed the whole armor system, so you really can't customize your character now. I think if you want to know how scummy 343 is, they got rid of being able to choose your armor colors. Instead, you have to choose from a pre-selected coding that you have to pay money for. That's unbelievable. It's almost hilarious how brazen they are, because they know they can get away with it. But it's sad. It's sad to be a Halo fan. Sad to be a Halo fan who actually likes the series, who actually likes good games. But yeah, playing the demo, it worries me. It's fun in parts, but a lot of it feels very very simplistic, very underdeveloped, which makes sense. Game's not coming out for another 4 months. But, again, people are talking about how it's the best Halo game since Halo 3. The total lie. I'll admit it's better than Halo 4. That probably means it's better than Halo 5, so maybe they have a point. But it's not as good as Halo Reach. I'm tired of having to... What is these guys? These little... What are these? Snails, almost. Um, not gonna be as good as Halo Reach. I'm tired of seeing people, you know, poop on Halo Reach. Halo Reach is awesome. Yeah, okay, I shouldn't be in here. But now the game's telling me where I should go. All right, I gotta go that way. There we go. But yeah, I sound bitter. I'm really not. I'm just kind of disappointed. Um, I want Halo to succeed. I want kids growing up right now to be able to play an awesome Halo game. Halo 3 was amazing. Oh God. Okay. Gotta... Sometimes when emulating the game, these platforms go out of sync, so it's impossible to make the jump sometimes. So I'm always worried that the game is. Oh, NSK, is your network doing all right? Has Cass infected you with her Wi-Fi problems? But yeah, Halo 3 was it was more than a game. It was just like a big online community. Um, Everywhere breaking down. That can't be good. Um, yeah, I would like Halo 3 was groundbreaking because it was like a platform to just interact with people. It wasn't just a multiplayer game. It was, a map creator, a game mode maker. It had a forge. You can make your own maps. Also had theater mode so people can make their little Halo machinimas. It was awesome. And I have a sinking feeling that Infinite just isn't going to be that. It's just going to be a free-to-play Halo game. Halo Light. I don't know. I'm depressed that this is like the game that, people are going to be introduced to for the Halo franchise. When Halo can be so much more. But yeah, the thing that a lot of stuff worries me about the demo, I don't like they are using a battle pass system. I understand it's a free-to-play game. They got to make their money. I heard a rumor that if you bought the game, if you're going to buy the game, you will get all the battle passes automatically. Like, you won't have to pay for them. I hope that's the case. I'm not sure. If it isn't the case, I'm probably not even going to play the multiplayer then. It probably will be. I can't imagine 343 being that big of a scumbag. Where do I have to go? How do I get there? So I need to go through here, up through here, all the way to this one door. Okay. How do I get there? Alright, I guess I'll figure that out. And one of the more disturbing things from the demo was, so the server, like the net code in that game was completely broken. There were a bunch of frame rate issues. A lot of people talked about that, which is sad because the game doesn't even have that good graphics. I hate to sound like a graphics snob, but it really doesn't look that good. And at the time, I thought that was actually not a bad idea because that means, a lot of people with low-end PCs are going to be able to play the game. So that means, the bigger community. More people are going to play. But the game runs really badly. Like, you need a high-end PC just to run it at a decent frame rate. 343 released their recommended PC specs just to run the game. And it's like, the recommended is you need at least like a 2070. And playing the game, it's ridiculous that you need anything higher than like a 1070. Talking about NVIDIA GTX. All right, I gotta go that way. Yeah, so the game is broken, right? You have all these bugs, and it's, of course, it's a tech demo. But the thing that works perfectly in the game is like the dumb store, the microtransaction store works perfectly. Like that's, oh God, I'm gonna jump into. Yeah. I guess I can't make that jump. The store works perfectly. like buying armor packs and like skins for your guns, because it's Halo now. So Halo now has to have weapon skins, which in and of itself is pretty sad. But 343 spent more time making the store work instead of making the actual game playable, which is unbelievable to me. It's so unbelievable, it's almost funny. Like, it's genuinely kind of funny. So I guess another, not controversy, just thing that's wrong with 343 is that their art style is hated a lot. Bungie had a very clean and cool art style for the Halo games. And then when 343 took over, they just made it ugly. Ugly as sin. So when Halo Infinite came out, everyone was expecting this to be like a return to the old Halo art style. It was a big, we saw Master Chief with a very old school looking helmet on. Like, it was awesome. But and then 343, they showed a couple screenshots of various armor customization options. And they looked pretty good. They looked pretty, like, very similar to something you'd see in Halo Reach. Kind of like a blend of Halo Reach and Halo 3. So, like, Halo Reach had all this, like, tactical gear and equipment on their Spartans, their Spartan armor, while Halo 3 kept things very simple. It was kind of a blend between those two, like a in-between point, which was neat. It was a cool... I will admit, some of the armor does look really cool. But playing the demo, they showed off a lot, like, newer armor that just looks like, the classic... It just looks like 343's art style again. Like, it looks nothing like old school Halo. Then you play the game and it feels like Halo 5. So I don't know what they're trying to pull on us. It does not feel old school in the slightest. It doesn't feel like old Halo, which is a lot of people were trying to claim it was going to be. But looking back, it's kind of funny. Where do I gotta go? I gotta get... I'm just ranting about Halo while playing Metroid. That's what I'm doing. So I'm just kind of giving myself an excuse as to why I didn't want to stream the Infinite Flight. I might tomorrow if they add more content. But I mean, it's a single map in a single game mode. Like, it's not fun. It's like some people say, like, they've been playing it over and over and it's the best. It's the again, it's the best Halo experience since Halo 3, which is just a total lie. So we'll find out in the fall when the game eventually comes out whether or not people actually like the game. Doubting they will. Is this another boss battle? Oh, this thing. Alright. A little bit of frame drops. Why? Because this is like Chozo ruins, right? I know the Chozo. I don't know a lot of Metroid lore, but I know enough. So the Chozo, they're like the bird. They're very, like, a bird-like species that trained Samus. But why would they build a temple with, like, a weird flamethrower like this? What's the whole point of this entire temple? Yeah, I mean, I'm not hoping Infinite fails. I hope it's good. I hope the full game comes out and it surprises me. I genuinely hope that. But I'm being very realistic. I don't think it will. I think it's just going to be another disappointment. Because of how much money Microsoft has dumped into it, I don't think there will be another Halo game after this. I think Infinite is probably going to be the last Halo game we'll have, at least for a while. Like, I'm thinking at least, like, 343, they want Infinite to be like a live service game. Like, they want it to last for 10 years. But I don't think it's going to happen. But I hope it's good. I don't like to sound like a pessimist, but I've been disappointed This will be the third time 343 has tried to trick me. So, oh, I have a bomb now. So now I know where to go. Or where I can go. This room. Use the morph ball. Are there any other rooms that I'm forgetting? Just go down that way. Yeah, I mean that's my opinion on the flight. Like there's not much to talk about because the game isn't releasing for another 4 months. It's not a people keep calling it a beta. It's not a beta. Like it's a way to test a single map. Like a proper beta would actually have more content. This game, which the Infinite Flight doesn't have. So we'll find out. We'll find out later if it's going to be a good game. I hope it is, but a lot of people are convinced that it's going to be amazing. I'm just I'm a realist. I know that it's probably not going to be. I just hope the Forge mode is good. If I can make custom maps as I can in Halo Reach, if it's as good as the Halo Reach Forge, I'll be happier. At the very least, I can make all the custom game modes that I played as a kid. I'll just recreate those in Infinite, and I'll just play custom games. MCC? Oh god, do I take... Okay, I was about to ask if I take fall damage. MCC, I've been playing more of, because they released a server browser for Halo Reach, which lets you play Halo Reach custom games and custom maps. And the game, it has like a completely different feel to it. Like it feels like it takes me back to playing like old TF2, where you had all these servers and custom maps. It's great. Like Halo can be a very different type of game if you let the community customize it. I know 343 is planning on adding Forge. I hope it's good. Apparently some anonymous leaker said not to expect much, which kind of worries me. It's probably gonna be good. I mean, if it's as good as Reach's Forge mode, map creator, it'll be pretty good. So I gotta scan a bunch of rooms here. Totally forgot about. But yeah, like that's playing Infinite. That's all I'm gonna be playing. It's just the custom game. All the weird game modes, and hopefully it's moddable. It's probably not. Now that I just said that out loud, I guarantee it's not gonna be moddable. It's it's 2021. Nobody makes video games that you can mod anymore. Symbol. I can just... It's like some down here. Yeah, here it is. I've been playing Metroid and I just went on a whole Halo rant. Oh, I think I'll go back up. Very passionate about Halo. Couldn't tell. That room. Is there anyone I'm missing? Ah, whatever. I'll figure it out. So that door still needs to be opened. One other room. Where is it? Oh, there it is. From over there. I will say I do like how Prime 1, even as an FPS game, feels very different than other FPS games. It's neat because it's like I'm guessing I'm hardcore, like a die-hard Metroid fan. Probably doesn't like Prime. I was gonna say the Andrew Dobsons out there, the Dobsons of the world, the people who have an irrational hatred of FPS games. But I like it. I like how unique of an FPS game there is, because I really can't think of any other first-person Metroidvania game. Sure, there's tons out there, but I can't even think of one other than the Prime series. Like, I'm a fan, I love old school arena games, and I love Halo. But it's fun to play like a different type of FPS. It's fun to play a game that gives you unlimited ammo. It's kind of fun. A game where you have to shoot doors just to open. I love that. I love how, like, video gamey that is. It's a good... Oh, God. Man, we've gone through this fast. I thought this part in the game took so long to get to. We're just speedrunning this. Only like an hour in. Oh, look at that thing. I gotta scan this thing. Plant is the source of toxic water. Okay, so when I kill this, all the water is gonna drain. Our root system is unprotected and vulnerable. Alright. So I gotta shoot it a bunch. There we go. It's gonna fall over, I think, right? Oh, wait. I forget the... oh, I gotta shoot these things. There we go. Oh, that's right. I gotta, like, hit it with the sun. Or I gotta get the sun out of here. Because these sun panels are, like, reflecting onto it. I gotta... okay. I remember how you do this. Oh boy. I'm liking this music though. This is pretty good. Alright. Gotta run over because these... oh, really? He hit it. He hit it right away. That's unfair. Alright, so I think I gotta incapacitate this guy first. But now he's out of it. There we go. I like these boss battles. I love how they're like super... they're super like detailed and planned out. Again, something you don't usually see in an FPS game. So, I don't know if I'm misremembering something, because this might not even be true. If I remember correctly, the developers of Metroid Prime, Retro Studios, they're an Austin-based company. They were made up originally of people from a studio called Acclaim. So Acclaim... God, he's like... there we go. So Acclaim... they made Turok for the N64. And so the developers of this particular game are like veterans from Acclaim. So I didn't even realize it. We're going to play Turok tomorrow night. The developers who made Turok, some of them would leave Acclaim and they'd form Retro Studios. And we're gonna play that game tomorrow night. I didn't even put the pieces together. So, like, that wasn't intentional. That was just a weird coincidence. Oh god. Okay, he's on his little last phase. I'm noticing that the bosses in Metroid Prime, they don't have 3 phases, they have 4. And that's kind of throwing me in for a loop. Alright, I'm just gonna... Oh god. I have 1 fan left. Or 1, Are these mirrors, I'm guessing? What are these? They're like solar panels. Although because I have played Turok to completion, very different type of game. So, like Turok is just like a classic old school shooter. Although it was designed for the N64. Oddly enough, it has a lot of platforming elements. So like I guess that's kind of where that came from for Prime 1. These guys who had made a good FPS that could easily platform in. What is that? Oh, is this a suit upgrade? Is she gonna get buff shoulder pads? Yeah, there we go. I love the Metroid Prime suit. The, what is that? The Varus suit, if I remember? Now we can travel into hot areas. Yeah, the Varia suit. I love the, even as a kid, I've always loved the Metroid armor. Like, even playing her in Super Smash Bros. Like, this was cool. I loved the, can I not? Oh, there we go. A very cool armor design. Which, you know, I'm someone who loves Halo. Of course I'd love the Metroid, the Metroid suits. Alright, I don't even know where I'm going, because this is just going to take me back. Okay, so the toxic water has been drained. I can go back to that other area. Oh god. Those guys. Okay, I remember these. These things. If I remember correctly, if I charge my, yeah, blaster, they come towards me. I don't have the right weapons to deal with it. Can I survive this fall? I guess I can. It's like Doom. It's like Doom 2016. Yeah, Nintendo, just add the Doom Slayer to Smash. Everyone wants him. I want him. I don't even play Smash, but I just want to see the Doom Slayer fighting everybody else. I want to see him fighting Samus. Alright, should I... I should have gone the other way. And go back to that. Maybe? I don't know. I think I'll just head down to the caverns instead. Again, I'm not really playing this game to 100% it. Just kind of playing it mindlessly while I rant about other stuff. Hold on, my gameplay. There, oh, it's not quite good. Oh, okay, I gotta mess around with my frame rate. Give me just a second. This happens sometimes. Anyone who's watched these streams before know that I have a dual display, I have a monitor that is running at 144 hertz, so I'm able to play games at 144 FPS, which is amazing. But Windows 10, oop, I don't want to end the compilation. Accidentally hit escape. Oh, I just reset it too. Windows 10 doesn't like having a doesn't like when you have multiple monitors and one of them has a frame rate above 60. It just freaks out. There we go, much smoother. It accidentally, like, it'll cap it to 40. That's why the stream gets all choppy for a brief second. Very clear on my end, but I don't know if it's clear in your guys' end. I'm surprised at how far we've gotten. We're only an hour and a half in. I expected this part of the game to take a lot longer. When I first played this, I felt like getting the Varius suit felt like it took a lot, it was a lot later in the game, but apparently it's only an hour in. All right, what other stuff should I talk about? I mentioned Metroid Prime Hunters. Oh yeah, here we go. Now I can walk in this room. Oop, I don't want to stand there. So Prime Hunters, it was a Metroid Prime spinoff for the DS. It came out a year before Prime 3. I think that's the idea was... Oh god, these like mine thing. The idea was they were gonna make a spin-off for the DS while their main game came out a year later. But it's basically, oh god, these things. It's basically a full-blown Metroid game just on a handheld, running on shitty hardware. And as a kid, I played a lot of that game. Matter of fact, that was Prime Hunters has the designation of being the very first FPS I've ever played. And it blew my mind at the time because I was astonished at how you could play a game from a first-person perspective, which is funny because it's from this like crappy little handheld game. Hello, Cass. Welcome to the stream. Break through this. I can never tell if I can or not. Cass, we're playing some Metroid Prime, but I'm emulating it on PC, so I'm able to play with keyboard and mouse. But yeah, but like I played a lot of Prime Hunters as a kid, and it had a surprisingly like great multiplayer mode. So the gimmick of Prime Hunters was there were a bunch of bounty hunters. Can I kill these guys? Oh, they're just gonna... I don't think I can kill these guys. I think I have to avoid them. God dang it. So... Oh god, I have to... Oh god, this is actually kind of stressful. Oh, there we go. So, yeah, Prime Hunters... The DS had this feature called Download and Play. And it was awesome because it meant that one person could have the game, and then 3 other people could connect to his game. They didn't also need the game. So it was like split screen, but you could have multiple systems. It was kind of like Xbox's System Link. Although I think it does, I think System Link needs multiple copies of the game. I don't remember. With Prime 1, like, I remember my older cousin had it. And we'd play it together in school all the time, and it was awesome. I actually got pretty good at the multiplayer. And then eventually I got it, and I was super happy. That was like the best birthday ever. Which is funny because looking back on it, the game is like pretty crap. I go that way. Another door over there. I'm gonna go back. And like, you know, multiplayer aside, like it has a full-blown campaign. God, I keep running into that like green noxious gas. I'm wearing a suit. Should I even take damage from that? I'm wearing a suit that can withstand the heat of lava. Did I even try to go down there? Can I get down there? I think I can even. But yeah, like Prime Hunters has like... I've emulated that game before, and I'm planning on streaming it again. This... Oh, okay, here's where I go. I'm planning on streaming it sometime. Okay, I gotta... Oh god, these guys straight up chase me. I wish the camera wasn't so bad. Ugh. It's like playing football. But yeah, I keep getting off topic with Prime Hunters. It plays like a proper Metroid game. Has like a bunch of levels. Like there's a surprising amount of content to it, and it's locked away behind this crappy little handheld interface, the DS. Oh, it's just a missile expansion. I haven't been collecting these. I did need one. But yeah, as a kid, I loved that game. That was awesome. It's weird because like now I'm playing Prime 1. I love Prime 1, but Prime Hunters had like this weird, creepy atmosphere that like none of the other Prime games have managed to like the proper like console Prime games have managed to replicate. Like I love Prime Hunters for its weird atmosphere. So I'm definitely gonna stream it sometime. We're gonna use a DS emulator. I figured out a way to play it. There's the DS, so you had to use the touchpad. Figured out a way to play it with like a controller. But even then, the controls are still very janky. I think we'll have fun. But that'll be a very weird and fun stream. Oh god, this area. Okay, this is bad. I don't think I have enough missiles for this. Again, this area sucks because whenever I come back here, I'm going to waste the same amount of missiles. And the enemies just respawn. Look how much damage this turret can take. So, you know, Prime Hunters, it's not the best game. It's a weird DS port of a game that didn't need a DS port. But it got me into FPS games. Like after that game, I played Halo. That's kind of where I got to where I am right now. I wish these like clouds of green noxious gas appeared faster. But yeah, if I go back that way, all those enemies are going to respawn. Here we go. So this is an where does this go again? Oh, okay. So are we already in the snow section? Am I not even going to be, am I even going to be able to progress? I remember this part being much later in the game. This is my favorite part of the game though, the map. I love snow levels. Like, playing early 2000s era games, I love snow levels. Oh, this is awesome to me. And just listen to that music. That's awesome. Oh, this is great. It's what I love about Prime 1. Like, Prime 2 totally gave up on the level design. Like Prime 1, you were just like wandering around like these gray brown maps and ruins, and like it didn't feel like a Metroid game to me. It felt very dull. Prime 3 was a bit better, but that game was way too like cinematic and linear for my Prime 1. Like you're just stranded on a planet and you just have to figure out like how to get around. It's super simple, but that's what I love about it. All right, I need to start getting missile packs. I only have 10 missiles right now. It's because I've been missing a ton of stuff. What is this? Controls elsewhere. Okay, so we gotta lock it elsewhere. I don't know if we'll be able to. Again, I remember this area taking a lot longer to get to when I played it first. We're probably not doing this right. Oh, these annoying pricks. I don't want to waste my missiles on them. Because, yeah, I can't even... Right? Oh. Oh, he knocked me off again. Alright, this guy's definitely going to die. Just signed his own death warrant. Alright, I don't even need to be up here. There's supposed to be a door up here? Okay, so I don't even have double jump. Oh, so I can't even get up here. Nowhere else I can... Is there anywhere else I can go? Go through here? No, I came from here. But where can I go? Can't reach either of those two doors. I don't think I'm supposed to be up here. I really don't. Unless there's like something I'm missing. Yeah, I might have came here too early. So we'll head back the way we came. Yeah, I mentioned earlier in the stream, but I'm not like a Metroid, like a diehard Metroid fan. I've only played a couple games. I like the games that are good, so don't go into this expecting me to be a pro at Prime 1. It definitely is my favorite game in the whole franchise because I love FPS games, and this is one of the better FPS games out there. But I wouldn't call myself like a diehard Metroid fan. I go up that way. Yeah. I'll just stick here. Stick to this route. God, these turrets. Alright, I need to go through one of these doors. I think it's this one. I'm just gonna run. What is this? Again, what kind of species would build like this torture chamber? Like, what purpose does it serve? Oh, this guy. I keep locking on to that guy. I can't. Okay, how do I use missiles on him? Can I even harm him? Oh, really? He's gonna toss me. That is... Come on, game. That's pretty cheap. Alright, how do I gotta hurry. There we go. Yeah, the controls for the morph ball are very awkward, especially when you're playing them on keyboard and mouse. Okay, I gotta go that way. I should probably go back and start collecting the stuff that I ignored. I think I'm woefully under-equipped for this part of the game. How much damage do these guys take? Here we go. So I think this heads back to surface. This goes further, but we can't progress because the right upgrades. Surprised at how much we've accomplished, like, in just 2 hours. Like, that's pretty crazy. Again, I guess when I played this before, this whole area just, since it was new to me, like, I thought it was longer than it really was. Okay, this area, all these guys are gonna spawn. Yep. Might as well kill them. To use the health. Okay, so I can... So there's another door I can go up to. Is that red? Okay, so that's not a missile door. I keep wondering that. That's when I get the, what is it, the plasma shot? Oop, another leg spike. Again, we're emulating these people. Every time I think the game's about to crash, so, like, my heart stops for a moment. Come on. Oh, I love that music, too. Isn't this where we just were? Alright, where should we go now? Is there... So I don't have the Morph Ball boost, so I can't go on this, like, little Tony Hawk ramp. But I'm sure I can get to other places, right? I know there's, like, the, I don't know what to call it, like a mausoleum, maybe, like, with all the statues. I gotta collect all these various, like, signatures or something. Gosh, because yeah, like for 2000, I'm just gonna assume this was 2001. That seems right. Like it's graphically, it holds up, and especially when you consider that it was running on GameCube. Although you can tell that the developers were pretty smart with what they were working with, because the game loves to stick to like small corridors and stuff. So you don't have a lot of big open spaces. That might be like hard to render, especially for a GameCube. This area is pretty good. All right, these are the space pirates, right? Yeah. And they just, you know, they just fuck off. What is this? Alright, so I can't go any further. I need the underwater suit to get over here. So I'm gonna come back later. I might keep playing this game. If people like it, I'd love to revisit it a few streams from now. Like, just keep playing through this. This is a long game to beat, so I'd have to do quite a few streams just to play all the way through it. But I haven't beaten this game. I've only played up until like certain points both times. I'd love to play it to completion, or at least play it to completion like consistently. Like, instead of playing it once and then coming back to it like a year later. What are these things? Oh, these things are so creepy. I don't like them. Alright, yeah, this is the area. Is it? Or am I thinking of somewhere else? I might be mistaken. There's a map. I'm glad I came here. Is this a map? No, it's some weird pirate data that I don't need. You can always tell which doors are obviously loading screens. Alright, so I gotta go down that way. I will say, I guess I'm just gonna spoil some stuff from Prime Hunters, the game that I won't shut up about. Is that game has a mechanic. So in the intro of Prime 1, which we just played, you have that that super climactic intro where the ship self-destructs and you have a timer that you have to run out of there. These like pillars or something. What do we have to do here? Tell them for clues. Okay. But yeah, Prime 1 has that happen like once in the game. And Prime Hunters uses that like 5 times. Like, I shit you not. You travel to like these space stations and different planets, and every single time you get there, the level ends with its like not a self-destruct, but like a timer where you have to get out of there fast. And it happened like 5 times. I remember by the 5th time it like turned into a joke. Prime Hunters reused a lot of content. That game just exists as like a tech demo. It's over here. It exists as a tech demo to prove that 3D first-person shooters are possible on the DS, when they really weren't. But Nintendo wasn't aware of their own hubris. So we have Prime Hunters, and a guy like me who won't shut up about it. I don't even know where to go at this point. Any doors I'm missing? There's my ship. I don't think I could get to those 2 doors. Gotta wait later in the game. This area is a dead end. Where do we come up from? We came up here, right? No, through here. God, the map perspective just confused me there for a second. Alright, I think we have to go back to Chozo Room. It's like the only way. Might as well save. Oh. Keep looking over at chat. Not looking where I'm going. But yeah, tomorrow I'm planning on doing a Mountain Blade stream followed by playing some Turok. But the Mountain Blade stream is dependent on my oh, why did I do that? That was on accident. It's dependent on my model artist. She's trying to get some work done for my model, so I'm gonna wait to see. Hopefully it's done by tomorrow. You'll see why when I play the game. I think it's kind of funny. There's a little outfit change. But it fits with Mountain Blade. That's the game I wanted to try it on. It's the only game where you can recreate it too, so that's why I want to save it for my outfit reveal. Wow, like this game, it rocks on the keyboard and mouse on PC. I couldn't imagine playing this with like a tiny little GameCube controller. Not even being able to look up and down. Getting a GameCube, because I have a lot of fun with my retro GameCube. I bought it knowing that, you know, it's very antiquated, and I have fun with it. But one thing I never was prepared for, and I don't think anybody talks about, is how the GameCube controller, the handles are like very tiny. It's very clearly made for little kids. Where do I gotta go? That way. This way? Nope. That way. Pretty sure, right? It's already there. Sure, there's an area I could visit. I'm not sure where it is. Let me try going this way. It's gonna ignore all the wildlife because I don't care. But yeah, like the game, you know, you compare the GameCube controller to the original Xbox controller. I mean, they're basically the same thing. Even the sticks and the D-pad are both slightly different, and the shape is slightly different, but it's pretty much the same layout. You have the two analog sticks at a offset between buttons and a D-pad. It's a shockingly similar design. No, I shouldn't have. Actually, no, I should have. Come here, you dumbass. Dummy. But like playing GameCube games, like my like overgrown Neanderthal hands, like they just like can't grip the controller that good. Like I feel like I feel like the little handles are gonna break in my hands. Although I might just have oversized hands. For reference, I never liked the old PlayStation controllers. I didn't. Whenever I went to a friend's house and played a PS2, I never liked those controllers because they always felt too small. For reference, I love the one controller that I love and that a lot of people like seem to just hate, and I think they hate it just because of how big and clunky it looks rather than how it feels. Is the Duke Xbox controller, like the original controller, a big one. Because the Xbox controller that we all know and love, that was originally released just for Japan, and then enough people in the US complained that Microsoft released it as like a revision, and it's pretty much that controller is kind of what the 360 one is based off of. It's the Xbox controllers have always like changed over time. Like none of them are ever the same. Like in the same way that the PlayStation is. Where do I go? Going? Over here, I think. But yeah, I love the Duke. Like it's big for some people, but it's perfect for me. Like that's my favorite controller. It's not bad. Like people complain about it, but I think they only complain about how it looks. It's never about how it actually feels to play. How do I get up there? Wasn't there... There's an area somewhere that I'm forgetting about. That I needed the morph ball and the bomb to get through. I don't remember what it was. Could use a good hint right about now. Have you just forgotten? Alright, there's a doorway over that way. That's where I should go. Just gonna assume it is, because it's the only area that I think I haven't checked off yet. Go through there. Ignore all these annoying wasps, or whatever they're called. I'll also say I actually really love the Nintendo Pro controller for Switch. I hate that it's $60, or is it 60? It's like almost 70, right? It's expensive. It's absurdly expensive for a game controller, as much as a game itself. But I actually kind of like it. It feels very good to hold. It feels like a classic Xbox controller, which is a very good feeling. So I wish I could figure out a way to make that work on my PC. I probably could if I looked into it. I think you need like a adapter or something. Oh, I think I'm gonna hold off until I figure that out. But my recent go-to controller has actually been one of the 8-bit. Oh, I always forget their company name. It's 8-bit Do, or 8-bit Do. They do a lot of like intentionally retro controllers. But I think one of their better ones is they have like a quote-unquote pro controller. But okay, there's a morph ball area over here. But it's the layout is very similar to like the PlayStation, like the PS2 and PS3 controller. You have the D-pad on the top and then the 2 sticks on the bottom. But for 8-bit Dude, what they did was they made it so that the button layout is kind of like an SNES controller. So it's a real controller that, like, you know, it works like the layout is like a PlayStation controller. But you can sort of handle it like an SNES controller. And they also make controllers that look kind of like SNES controllers with attached D-pads. So I bought their first Pro controller and then I bought their second one, and they're both pretty good. I know some people like to complain that they aren't authentic SNES controllers, but I mean, I have no complaints. Hello, Kyosen. Welcome to the stream. Gosh, everybody's shown up today. We've had a lot of people. I guess everyone has a boring Friday, so they want to tune in to see what I'm up to. Yeah, we've had like everyone show up so far. Kind of fun. God. Oh God. Oh wait, this water isn't toxic anymore. I don't have to worry. Yosin, where do you get your emotes from? I see that you keep using those, and I'm curious as to who they're from. Gotta go. For yonder, I think? Yeah, I'm gonna try that place. I don't know where else to go if I have any other place to go. From Leah Foxtrot. Going. Yeah, I'm not an affiliate yet, so I'm working there, but still thinking of what I even should do for emotes. I do want them, but I guess that's future Andy's problem to deal with. All right, I just realized like I might as well save. I haven't saved in a while. I'm worried that the game just crashes. I'm going to lose all this progress. And it's inevitably going to crash because it's an emulator. Oh. Gosh, I don't know what Nintendo's doing. It'd make so much money if they just started releasing en masse their old games. Like, just do what Valve does. Release your old games. And, like, just let people buy them. Because they will buy them. Like, Valve... It's astonishing to me that you can still buy, like, Half-Life 1, Half-Life 2, on Valve's own store. And they haven't made people buy it again. It's like, you can still access it. Meanwhile, and Nintendo, they're not the only ones who do it. Like, Microsoft has done it. Before Halo MCC, which is just a big collection of all the Halo games on PC. The only way to play the old Halo games on modern systems was to... That's the whole point of what MCC was that you'd have to buy it to even play all the old Halo games anymore. But ironically, now that MCC is on Steam, a platform that lets you keep all your games. Oh god, I don't even remember this area. Where is this? Where am I? But yeah, now Steam lets you keep all your games from, onto your account. So now, ironically, now that it's finally on the PC, like, we have a better way to preserve the old Halo games and own them essentially forever, at least until Microsoft stops supporting them, server-wise. I want to... How do I get up there, though? Can I get up there? Wondering if I even can. Nintendo, they'd make such a killing if they put Prime Trilogy on the, Okay, yeah, I can't even get up there. Oh, there's a switch somewhere over there. Red scannable item. Alright, I think I have to drain the water or something. I think that's what I have to do. I don't know where to do that. But, like, it's weird. It's weird that all Nintendo has done is, like, they'll release, like, single games of theirs. Full price for $60. You gotta pay the $60 fine just to play, like, a 10-year-old game. And it's not even, like, a full collection. Like, all they did for, the Zelda 35th anniversary was they released Skyward Sword, and that was it. Like, they didn't think to release Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask. So, I mean, Nintendo, they're probably doing what they do. Because I can't access this area. I'm not supposed to. Oh. Was I supposed to? Oh, no, never mind. That just loops back. I thought I had, like, gained a cheat or something, but... No, I'm just a dummy. I genuinely don't know where to go. it's weird to see people defend Nintendo's actions when they'll release a single old game for $60. Like not even remastered. Like it's the same graphics, which I'm fine with. I'm totally fine with you just porting over an old game. But you know, to sell it for $60, all because you upscaled it to 1080. And at the end of the day, it's just running on an emulator, so it's not even ported. Like that was what they did for the Mario, Mario 3D. Was it Mario 3D All Stars? That they added like a fake scarcity to, just to get people to buy it at full price. Like that's insane to me. It's insane to me that people fell for it. That's the real shame in that whole story. But God, I'm really cynical this stream. Talking about how I don't like the new Halo, and now I'm talking about how I don't like new Nintendo. I need to stop being cynical. Where am I supposed to go? Oh, okay, so I have enough for that. Just looking room to room to see doorways I'm missing. Otherwise, I'll probably not even supposed to be in this area. Okay, there's a room I might as well try. Get where it was. Is this? No, not that. Okay, never mind. I thought there was an area I could look for, but apparently not. Let's zoom out and see if there's any other place I can get. Where I came down from. There really weren't any branching paths. It wasn't until I got over here. Yeah, this area. Maybe I'm supposed to go back here, maybe? I think. Might as well check it out. Okay, so that is west. So this is... we're south, I think. Right? So we're either south or we're east. One of the two. Somewhere west. There? Nope, that's... okay, okay, where the hell... go? Caverns... is that where... okay, at this point I'm just reading a map. This is all the game is now. This is north. I want to go there. Where? So I need... oh, never mind. Talon Overworld. Using that. Now I gotta get to the Talon Overworld. Yeah, very exciting stream for you guys. Alright, I just gotta go there. That's not too far. So a funny thing I kind of noticed, one thing that, you know, infuriated me getting a Nintendo Switch. So I didn't get a Switch until much later. I didn't get it until this year. That's kind of how long I held back on actually getting one. And one thing that bugged me, and it more so bugged me in the fact that I kind of fell for it, is that whenever I would look to see if there was an old game on Switch, because I remember hearing all the time that they were, you know, Nintendo would constantly port older games to the system. And so I kind of got into my head like, oh, Nintendo's probably going to port everything onto the Switch. So whenever I would look, but the problem is like clickbait articles and websites, like they knew this as well, and they used it to get like clicks. So I would, I'd search, is Wind Waker being ported to Nintendo Switch? Because I remember it was ported as an HD remaster to the Wii U, which is so that's a legitimate question. Like, oh, is it going to be ported to the new system? I could never get like a definitive answer. I always saw like on Google it would just be like article after article about people saying why Nintendo could port the game over to the Switch. Like no evidence. I realized like that's all the Switch is. Like the Switch brought me back to a very specific point in time where like clickbait and rumor mills are the only thing you get when you try to look for answers. What brought this up was I remember looking to see if Metroid Prime or any of the Prime Trilogy games were on the Switch. And I got constant article after article that said that they were eventually coming to Switch. They were just rumor mills. Like it was not real. And it was only for the Nintendo Switch too. Like I've never seen anything quite like it. Like in comparison to Xbox or PlayStation or even this doesn't exist on PC. So being like an exclusive PC gamer, like messing around with, in Nintendo's domain, was kind of shocking to see just how dire things had become. Like I couldn't even look up whether or not a game was on the system because there were so many just fake articles. Like I couldn't figure out anything. That's kind of what bugged me. All right, I'm just gonna bypass them, guys. Oh, where do I gotta go? No, I gotta go right. Okay, right over here. But yeah, I feel bad for kids, like, you know, having, they see an article that says like Metroid is coming to the Switch next year. They get all excited and it just doesn't happen because it's just some guy in Seattle or San Francisco who's getting paid to write fake articles all day. Nintendo might release it. It's just not real. I don't know why that pisses me off so much. I think it brought me back to when I was a kid. It brought me back to like a long time ago that I never thought I would have to revisit. Like back when I was a kid and back when, I consumed that stuff. Like I was like, oh, that's totally real. All these rumors and gossip, even though it's totally fake. And seeing it as an adult, and see it's totally fake. And that was kind of like the most recent thing that went, that was like super wide scale was with the Switch Pro rumors, where it ended up just being a Switch with a different type of screen on it. And that was so funny just to see, like, we've gone through a whole year of just months and months of people saying like the Switch Pro was around the corner, it could run games at 4K, and just to see that Switch commercial, all for like a different screen. I don't know, that was just so funny just to see all these people's egos, like, because normally you don't see that stuff. Normally it's just you write a clickbait article and then you never have to deal with it again. But to see all these allegedly verifiable sources be completely demolished. All right, so I'm not supposed to go this way. Thought I was, but apparently I'm not. Explore the caverns. Have I not been? Problem is that I'm missing something. Maybe was I missing something in the Fendrena Drifts North? Am I missing something up there? Honestly, don't know where I'm supposed to go. Yeah, I was here. There was a dead end. This door led to nowhere. Am I really lost in a Metroid game? Is that really what we're dealing with right now? I went to the Artifact Temple, but there was nothing for me to scan. I don't think there's anything there. Alright, I'm like reliving my debut stream playing Strife, where I didn't know where to go half the time. These guys. Really? There's no way for me to get around that. Am I supposed to? How do I deal with this guy when I'm just a morph ball? Doesn't even drop health too. But yeah, like on that night, that day that Nintendo revealed that their new Switch was nothing special. It was not. It was the complete opposite of a Switch Pro. That's probably like the hardest I've laughed in a long time. Oh god. The game like stuttered for me. It fell off into the lava. That was a fun day. Just knowing like how wrong a lot of people were. Right, I gotta be very careful, otherwise I'll fall. Oh, there's a missile pack. I want that. I want that missile pack. Gotta be very careful. Again, keyboard controls, so I can't like make analog movement adjustments. Alright, I'm gonna go back this way. Maybe there's something. Probably not. I mean, it would be fun to get Prime Trilogy on modern hardware. Wouldn't really make that much of a difference. God, this area. Alright, I'm going to clear this out first, and then I'll see if there's any other place that I'm missing. Oh, thanks, Cass. You've said that. Energy spike. Okay, there we go. I was just told by the game where I need to get my ass to. But I can't get there. Game, I can't get there. Door is blocked by something. Is it? Wait a minute. 4 doors there that I missed. Alright, I'm just gonna go back. How much to get you to do an ASMR stream? I don't know. ASMR, that sounds kind of embarrassing. Where'd I go? I was just there. Actually, maybe this is where I'm supposed to go. Never mind. Oh, okay, I get it. I'm supposed to be here. Because I walked up that way, and I got an update. For a hint, the game, I'm exactly where the game wants me. But yeah, I've done ASMR kind of stuff before, but not publicly, if you catch my drift. But I don't know. It'd be embarrassing to do, but I don't know. If people want it, I might do it. But I don't think anyone would want to even listen to my voice in that context, at the very least. where we were here before. Did we get any new upgrades since we got here? I don't think we did. Door's still locked. Oh, can I get through that gate? Hello, Cobra. Wow, everyone's joining the stream tonight. Oh, I missed this. Oh, I'm so stupid. I completely missed that. I should have known. Yeah, everyone's like stopping by. We've had a lot of people come in. All right, where do I? Okay, so I need to go to that door over there. What are you planning, Cobra? You doing a Minecraft SMP? Oh god, these things. I remember these. Alright. Oh god, getting around these are impossible. Oh, okay. I just have to, like, embrace that I'm going to take so much damage from Minecraft date with my boyfriend. Aw, that's nice. Oh, these fuckers. Yeah, you just need a good server host. Because I do get, like, doing realms is very limited. It's nice to have, like, a proper server that you can modify. Minecraft Disneyland? What is that? Is that just a Disneyland map in Minecraft? And some duels and Hypixel. I haven't played Hypixel server. I know that they're like the most popular servers out there, but I've never played on one before. Like is it like a authentic recreation of Disneyland? Oh wow, that's actually pretty awesome. Disneyland, but not Disney World. Okay. That'd actually be pretty cool. I don't even know where I'm going right now. Following where the game tells me to go. There is a Disney World one. Okay. I might have to check that one out. I've never been to Disneyland. But I've never gone on a trip to California, only Florida. I'd definitely check out a Disney World one. I might do that. I don't know what you're replying to, Cass. Oh, Cass. I didn't even see that message, Cass. Read bedtime stories. I'm gonna read, like, weird creepypastas. With that. I'll do what Mary Dog does. These things freak me out. I don't know, there's an old 90s game called Star Control. And there was this alien species that looked just like this. They were like these magnetized particles. Like they weren't regular aliens. They were like these crystalline like atomic intelligent life. Like they were weird. And these guys remind me of them. Their ships look just like that. I don't know. I'm doubting anyone's played Star Control 2. That would be a good game to stream. Like the best Star Trek video game. But it's not Star Trek. Command a ship and you get to explore the galaxy. But you have to stop like an imminent alien threat. It's awesome. You can fly around to various planets and star systems. Can I deal with these guys? Nah, I'll just bypass them. Where do I go? Okay, over this. I love that touch where you get close and your screen goes staticky. I'm still trying to catch up on the chat. I might have to check out that Disney World one just to check out. So when they recreate Disney World, like, are the rides recreated? Like, how does that work? I definitely want to check out the Haunted Mansion. That'd be my first go-to. Oh man, this area, I love this area, just the way it looks. Old early 2000s games had this awesome, for whatever reason, snow levels like always look really cool. No pun intended. But I don't know, just the way that they rendered snow and ice back then. Oh, it's so cool. All right, I think I'm gonna have to kill one of these guys. Here, you fucker. I actually needed that health. What's this? I can, yeah, play. I guess knowing that the same guys who made this had also made Turok years earlier. Oh god, these are falling beneath me. I can definitely see the similarities. What is this? That's the entire stream, is just me going, what is this? Boost ball. Okay, so now I know where we can go. It was B, but I don't know what that's bound to on my keyboard. B. Okay, it's space. Alright, I remember this being a little finicky. God, the controls are weird. I'm not pressing, yeah, I wasn't pressing, like, forward back then. It was just, like, it was moving me, like, in a circle. Oh, I guess okay, I just realized it wants me to test being able to use this. You gotta use it, like, when you're coming down, I think? Or no, when you're going up, right? Yeah. So right when I head up, there we go. So now I can achieve insane heights. Kind of going back to Minecraft, a long time ago, like, it has to be like 7 or 8 years at least, someone did a recreation of World of Warcraft. I remember that, like, blowing my mind back in the day. But it wasn't done by hand. It was done actually by, like, a computer. So, and to this day, like, I want to know where that map file is because I just want to explore it. But yeah, going on a little Minecraft date, that sounds very sweet. They're like stuck on each other. Uh oh. I wish... I'm noticing that your shots, your projectiles bounce off of enemies. I wish there was a way to have it bounce off of that guy and bounce into him from behind. Oh, I did it! I just did it! That was awesome. I didn't even know you could do that. You just have to, like, get over them. Seems to be the strategy. Going the right way? Yeah, I think I got these guys. I gotta get out of here. These, like, the Star Control 2 villains. I should definitely play Star Control 2, now that I'm thinking about it. there's Ridley. Or like a weird PNG of Ridley flying over the ground. Yeah, not the best animation, but what can they even do for Prime 4? Because like Prime isn't a series. It's like Prime 1 was on its own, and then Prime 2 kind of followed that up, but also did its own thing. Prime 3 kind of had some crossover with Prime 2, but it was really just its own story. Like you never really need to, at least how I played them, I never really felt like they were a trilogy. Just like 3 separate first-person shooters that are all Metroid based. Like, what are they even gonna do for Prime 4? It's been so long since 3, like more than 10 years. Let's see, it came out in 2007, so geez, like 14 years at this point. And it's not even released this year, so it's gonna be 15 and counting. Alright, now I gotta go back to those Tony Hawk ramps. Again, going back to Minecraft, there was a project. I'm not sure if the people involved just gave up. I know I would. There was a project to recreate Earth in Minecraft. And I know, like, you know, it sounds hilarious when you just say that. Like, we're going to recreate the whole planet. Like, okay, good luck with that, you know, you idiots. But they used, like, a program to map out all the streets and then to map out all the terrain and bodies of water. And that was pretty much it. And then following that, they commissioned a bunch of people. Like, last time I checked, it was like a group of like 20,000. They had like a super popular Discord. It was like one of the most, for a while, it was like the most, oh god, I'm getting my ass kicked here. It was like the most popular Discord for a long while. Just to recreate, like, build certain areas. No, Cobra, you're thinking of something else. I'm talking, it wasn't SMP. Matter of fact, actually, they had a system where you could update the map. It was all creative mode, and it was about recreating Earth. So recreating buildings and structures and stuff. And it was to scale. You're talking about SMP Earth. I don't think it was to scale. The map was just based off of, like, Earth. Like a kind of condensed version of it too. But this project was literally meant to be one-to-one scale. And matter of fact, one problem they had was, since Minecraft is a flat world and the Earth is round, they didn't know how to use, like, proper projection mapping. Like, they used the what is it called? The Mercator map projection. That's the one that we all think of with the Earth is like squished into like an oval, and Antarctica is really big, while a country like Mexico is really small because it's near the equator. Where am I going, by the way? I need to go to the town overworld. So that way. Then they had a problem because since it's a flat world, the whole thing was skewed. So they came up with this super elaborate system where the world was like, it was unusual the way they had all the continents laid out, but it was the closest they could get to one-to-one scale. And then they are getting I think they're currently, oh god, these dumb flames, these flamethrowers. They have they went around recruiting a bunch of Minecraft players to go in and essentially build areas that they're familiar with. So you'd be able to register, like, you know, in my example, I did it a little bit. I didn't really contribute much. I think I did like a couple buildings. But am I just supposed to go through this way? But yeah, you're supposed to, like, register, like, I'm working on this area. Like, you have a bunch of people working in New York. Like, we're gonna recreate New York, even though that sounds impossible to do. Or you'd have, you know, like, these things keep startling me. You'd have a bunch of people like decide, doing their own hometowns. And that was the idea, was they'd get as many people possible and then work from there, like see how much they could build. It's like a small group of like 20,000 people. I don't know what happened to it. I want to figure out if it's still going. Can you get that health over there? No, it's too far. Could use a safe station. God, my throat's so dry. It's pretty sick earlier today, and I was even wondering whether or not I should even do the stream. But I felt a little better by the evening, and I didn't want to put this off. Plus, playing Metroid is always like a relaxing experience. God, now my throat's super dry. Holy crap. Ooh, there we go. I just talk so much. I need to hydrate. Cass knows all about hydration. Don't you, Cass? Hydration and talking in an ooh voice for 5 minutes. And singing as well. I love this game's graphics. Because it's dated. It's definitely not as timeless as you'd expect, but it holds up pretty well. Like, even just like the geometry. Like, I love how intricate all this stuff is. Like, this isn't just like square, like a square stone platform. Like, you see all these like tree roots and stuff coming out. Like, it's amazing. Because at the end of the day, they're just like these small corridors. But Retro Studios, they know how to like populate it and make it super detailed. Like, I don't even think that I'm walking through a hallway. Like, I feel like, this is a natural outdoor area. Okay, so I can actually get to there. I can use my there we go. Unfortunately, I do. Yeah, you almost drowned that one stream. Where am I now? What's this? Look at all the foliage. I think this game probably just impresses me more than most people because I'm very aware of what the quality of standards was for video games back in 2001. So I played a lot of older games. So seeing this, it's amazing to see just what they were able to pull off. What is this? What do I have now? Space jump boots. Oh, do I have a double jump now? Oh, I do. Okay, so now this has opened up a lot more opportunities. If they do, when they're doing Prime 4, assuming it isn't canceled, they need to add in like multiplayer again. Because that was pretty... 2 had multiplayer, right? And then so did Prime Hunters. You guys probably want me to shut up about Prime Hunters. Talked about that all stream. Environment visor effects were they were. I played a lot of Republic Commando before this. I love that. I love just the details of like raindrops on your visor, or like I specifically love this where you can see her reflection in the visor. Oh, I guess that didn't work. Yeah, like that. I love that. Because it's like a little detail that you wouldn't think of like otherwise. Like it's something that very clearly came out of a couple of guys sitting around one time just thinking like, what would be cool for a Metroid game? Like what would be cool to add in? And you know, some guy just suggests like visor effects. And you don't need it, but it helps. It immerses you. Like we don't even have that anymore. So Republic Commando was cool because you could like stab a bug right up next to you, and his blood would get all over your visor, and it had like this little wiper that would like zoom by your face, and it would like clean it off for you. I thought that was pretty funny, like a car wiper, a windshield wiper. I should stream Republic Commando. I just thought about that. That'd be a fun game to stream. And also, I love how like you walk next to a hot steam, like a hot vent. Um, you get all the steam on your visor. It's great. So what's interesting is like, say, you know, they have a 3D rendering of Samus's face, ready to show up at all times. Like that's weird to me. It's weird that they would put that much effort into a little feature. And honestly, this is gonna sound cringy to say, it really gives the game like a ton of soul. Like, I love knowing that the developers were enthusiastic to make it, and they so to the point where they just kept on adding like little fun little features that didn't need to be added, but they thought would be fun anyways. Okay, so this guy can easily dodge now because I can jump over him. Come on, dude, jump! Run at me! Oh, he still hit me. That's embarrassing. I wish the missiles could do more splash damage. Maybe I shouldn't be doing that. Maybe I should just spam the attack button. Oh, so I can get over here now. I never liked the morph ball controls. Especially playing on an emulator like this, because I'm using a keyboard. Is there anything over there? Alright, so now I'm starting to get upgraded. Was there... In this room, was there a way for me to get up there? Oh, another leg spike. God, these things are so gross. Yes, I was. Alright, I'll kill this guy, because I know I'm going to accidentally fall down here at some point. Oh, yeah, see what I mean? I'm supposed to go the other way. I love the double jump, though. Oh. Yeah, this was clearly made for an analog controller, not stiff keyboard keys. Oh yeah, I'm upgrading all my rockets. My missiles, I should. Is there anywhere else that had those like little ball ramps? like Tony Hawk Pro Skater ramps. Yeah, I love like little details because I know what it's like to make just a long corridor and like seeing the little details that Retro put in. It's great. It's a good example of very good level design, even though the layout itself is pretty basic. It's a good example of like making the most of what you have, which Retro were pretty good at. Like when you know that most of them came from Acclaim, who made Turok Dinosaur Hunter, like it makes sense because they're very familiar with how limiting Nintendo hardware can be. So they know how to make the most of it. We're gonna look at Turok, hopefully tomorrow night, if I'm not too sick by then. Is there even an area needed me to double jump? Is this area with the tree didn't be the caverns? I could probably go down to the yeah, it's pretty weird how they got it. I mean, it's clear like one of the big reasons they got it to run at 60 is that the game world, as big as the map is, they have it all sectioned off, which is why the doors all act as loading screens. I mean, everyone knows that. But yeah, it's pretty amazing. Like there's so many, you know. Well, I'm trying to remember. Was the GameCube that? Was it very underpowered compared to the other consoles? Because I want to say it was very similar. Like it was. That was one of the Nintendo consoles where it was not as underpowered as the competition, or it was not more underpowered than the competition. It was back when they could hold a leg up to other people. And then it's funny because the Wii is just like an upgraded GameCube. Better than PS2, but not Xbox. Okay. Was it better? Wait, it was better than PS2? It's because I remember a lot of multi-platform games. We talked about earlier in the stream how Nintendo didn't like them. That's kind of why they lost the 6th generation console war. I just remember multi-platforms looking better, slightly better on PS2 than on GameCube. It always felt a little weaker on GameCube. I didn't know it was technically better than PS. But I know Xbox, that was the Xbox was like the best out of all of them. Burning the stick because of its disc size usually. That's true, yeah. That was I guess I didn't mention that when we were talking about why the GameCube didn't do so well. Gotta sleep and prep for tomorrow. Alright, you have a good one, Kyo-Sim. Have a good weekend. It's nice seeing you always pop in the streams. Your emotes. But yeah, I totally that slipped my mind, yeah, with the disc size. Like, yeah, of course, like, they couldn't store as big of games. And it's, like, even then, it's astonishing that they managed to fit this much content on one of those tiny little, like, toy discs. I think Nintendo was just afraid of committing to actual discs. They still wanted that kid audience, and they're like, kids aren't gonna find discs cool. Makes sense because they just came from you know, the N64. Like they had been cartridge based all their life. Meanwhile, PlayStation was literally born out of the necessity for a disc tray. Like we all know the story of how the Nintendo PlayStation, became PlayStation, and then Nintendo just left Sony behind. It's pretty interesting. Like, looking back and seeing all the little things Nintendo did that made each of their consoles either super popular or not work. Because yeah, like the Wii was pretty much a upgraded GameCube. It was a GameCube that could run an I was gonna say HD, it really couldn't. It could almost run at a better resolution, but that was pretty much it. Yeah, they have come back to cartridges. I'm amazed that they are able to fit that much data on those little cartridges. I'm not sure. I guess just technology has gotten better to the point where you can make cartridges, that similar cartridges that have existed, for 10, 20 years, but you can just fit more data on them. Like I remember using one of those DS flash cards. Back in the day, a Nintendo DS, one of those cartridges was a single game. And nowadays you have people able to fit like 400 or 200 games onto a single card. So it's pretty cool. But I guess pretty much everyone has moved on from cartridges. I don't think anyone cares at this point. It's fun, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, everyone's going digital. It's all going to be digital download. I don't know where I'm going. I need to find an area where I can double jump. And I think there's an area down in the caverns, I think. And then as well as in the snow drifts. I always forget the names. What is it called? Magmore Caverns and then Andrana Drifts. Although I will say, since Nintendo does cater towards a child audience, cartridges can take a huge beating compared to what just happened. I was not paying attention. Those cartridges can take a huge beating in regards to like what kids can do to it. Like a disc, especially newer discs. Like, you have an Xbox One disc and it just, you get a little scratch on it and the console just can't read it. I think that's what Nintendo were afraid of when committing to discs. They knew they had a bunch of kids playing Nintendo, but I'm always fascinated by Nintendo's game decisions. They're both weird, but also they make sense when you understand what they're trying to do. But no other company does the same thing. So like Nintendo's just always kind of doing its own thing. I mean, that's how they've survived for so long. Well, all their competitors have usually like faded away. We'll probably head to caverns. Head that way. Actually, should I travel through this way? Might as well, since I can reach there. You guys are just spamming email chat. Ah, morph ball controls. I swear to God, they better improve those for Prime 4. God, the best thing about Prime Hunters was how you could play as a bunch of different bounty hunters. That was awesome. They need to do that for Prime 4 again. Samus better not talk. That's the one thing I care about, that she doesn't talk. I don't even want to think about Other M. As far as I'm concerned, that game doesn't exist, and we don't need to talk about it. What are you guys doing? Ass and Valiant. playing with emotes. I need to get subscribed to way more people. I don't have nearly as many emotes as you guys have. Oh, I can't even go back this way. This was all for nothing. You can like jump over them. Pretty cool. I'm flexing on the stuff that we've been gifted. Cobra, what's the best emote that you have? It better be amazing. It better be the best on Twitch. Because if it isn't, I'm probably just going to have to ban you from my channel. You know how things are. Working Thanos. Okay, that's pretty good. Oh, that's the emote. Okay. I can't tell what it is because I have my like OBS pulled up. So it's not displaying it properly. God, what happened to all the Thanos meme? I love this double jump. You can just jump over everything. Someone gifted me, a very popular VTuber gifted me a bunch of subs to a chicken stream. It's like 24/7 live footage of a chicken farm, like a chicken coop. But I have a bunch of like chicken themed emotes. So that's all. Those are the emotes that I get. One thing I kind of got disappointed with the Switch, and I was convinced that I was gonna like it more than I did. Am I gonna have to go all the way around? I am, aren't I? Was gyro controls for aiming. I kept being told, people kept telling me that it was way better than even mouse and keyboard. I expected it to be super great, and then I try using it and it's like awful. Like I can't aim with that. I need my mouse. Like I understand, you know, the physics of it, of like why it's more accurate than just using an analog stick, but it feels so weird to use. I can't get used to it. Like I don't think I'll ever be able to play like Splatoon because of it. I was saying that because with the Prime trilogy, so that's what I'm not emulating a GameCube game right now. I'm emulating the Wii port of Metroid Prime. Because if you remember, the GameCube game, you didn't have free look. Your view was actually quite it's like locked horizontally, and then you had to use an aim feature to look up and down. But on Wii, they used the Wiimote, just like how they used Prime 3. That control scheme, you could look around on screen using the Wiimote. They did the same for the other two Prime games. And I remember people at the time, people kept saying like it was the best way to play an FPS. Like people literally tried to say that Metroid Prime 3 was the best first-person shooter ever made. Probably wasn't, but even playing with the Wiimote, I never got used to that game's controls. I don't know. I think we need to abandon the era of motion controls. I think companies need to accept that not everyone will embrace those control schemes. Gosh, this stream is just me ranting about stuff. I just realized. Came in ranting about Halo Infinite. Now I'm ranting about motion control. Alright, so we gotta go down. Although with double jump, it's gonna be way easier to traverse these little platforms. I love no fall damage. More games need to do that. Let you fall from an indiscernible height and just survive. I love, yeah, and the Steam effects, which you mentioned before. I might as well save. I'm here. Save stations around every corner. Normally on these streams, I like to talk about, like, current internet, I guess internet-related current events. Like, I'm not a news show, but I'll talk about, you know, funny goings-on the internet. Today was like a real, like, it's been a real dour, I'll be honest, all day. Because we had Chris Chan, which I'm not even going to talk about, because I don't want to get my Twitch, I don't want to break TOS. And then we just have Blizzard and Activision. It's just depressing and horrible. There's nothing fun to talk about. I always keep running into those smoke clouds. Is the saddest internet story, yeah. Which one? Chris Chan or Activision? I guess both are pretty bad. Yeah. I think, for me, the Activision one is, like, it's sad in just how many people knew about it and how it's only come to light just now. It's been going on for 14 years. We're just finding out about this. It's sad, yeah. Just, it's like, what do you do in that situation? You're just an employee. There's nothing you can do. You know, and you, for whatever reason, like, you have all these journalists who just never covered it. So it's horrible. Yeah, Blizzard got away with a lot of stuff. Remember when people were gonna boycott them because they banned that one guy who, what did he do? He did like a pro Hong Kong chant, so Blizzard banned him from a tournament, something like that. And at the time, people were like, this is, you know, we're not gonna stand up to this for Blizzard or Activision, and then they just totally did. Like, everybody forgot about it. Those mines have big splashed in. Like, everyone forgot about that, but I don't know. There was more stuff that came to light today too about what they did. They, like, I don't know if I even want to talk about this. This is horrible. They put cameras in certain rooms that were private for women only. Like, how does that go on? How do you do that without losing your job? Which tells me that a lot more people are in on it than they're making it out to be. We can talk about Chris Chan. We're talking about Activision and Blizzard. How they put cameras in bathrooms. But we can talk about Christian. Oh. There's a meme I saw. And the worst part is, you can't, whenever you see a meme and you try to recount what it was, you're never going to do it justice. There was a meme I saw, and it was legitimately one of probably the hardest I've laughed like all day, like in the last couple weeks. Which was, oh gosh, where am I? Someone made a meme. They did the yeah, Christian is so weird. Just the story surrounding everything about that person. But someone posted a meme. It was the Hotel Transylvania, the haha Jonathan, you are banging my daughter. But instead it's haha Chris, you're banging your mother. I don't know. I laughed pretty hard at that. I probably shouldn't have. I'm an evil person for doing that. What am I doing? Oh god, I just jumped off into the lava like an idiot. And yeah, now the police have arrested him, so it's real. Like, it wasn't just made up. So this is the end of Christery. Something spanning, you know, the very early days of the internet, and it's still going on, and it ended in a bang, and now everyone knows about it. God, so many new people are going to be introduced to Christian. It was trending on Twitter today. Incredible. Love this music though. This is the Chozo artifact. Okay, so what do I forget the you need a certain type of beam. Break that. I totally forget what it was. Alright, I think we're supposed to go to the where am I? Alright, I think we're supposed to go to the Vendrana Drifts, maybe? Can I just pick it up? It was only a scannable item. I can look again, but there was two red icons to scan. One was red and the other was, they were both red. Yeah, I don't think. Oh, I can't. Oh, you're totally right. I would never have come back if you said that. So I was used to like, I was used to just only being able to scan stuff. Yeah, I wasn't used to being able to pick everything up. Oh, these guys respawned? What? That's unfair. Getting out of here. Running home. What kind of music production do you do, Cobra? EDM production? Ableton? I feel like a old person. I don't understand what that is right now. Might have to explain it to me. I didn't understand any of the words that you just said. I'll be perfectly honest. But in my defense, I'm not a music guy, so I have no idea. Electronic dance music. Okay. That's pretty cool. I'm completely musically illiterate. So I see, I see people who are able to make songs. It's just like so much envy. They have no idea. Over there. Should I get over there? Wait, wasn't I here? Yeah, I was. Go over that way. Mentioned. Have it out later. Only 60. By this month, do you mean August then? Have it done by the end of August. Festival planning. On the 14th of August. I'm guessing you mean 14th of August. Oh, I make that. That's pretty awesome. Just keep working on it, man. Like, don't stress out about it. I'm always bad when making like YouTube videos. I'm always like stressing out. Like, because they take long to make. Okay, I'm getting. Can I even make it to this platform? How about this way? 3 of the 8 songs done. 4 if I can't find the project file of that song. Just keep working on it. That's all you can do. Even just like a little bit every day. Like honestly, you just need to make a schedule. You have to treat it like you're in school, like it's a homework assignment. Like you gotta set goals for yourself. Oh god, I remember this area. Alright, I think I'm gonna do one more boss fight and then I'm gonna call it a night. How's that sound? Oh, I hate these poor guys. Like when they die, they like give out a like their last breath. That's so sad. Why would you include that? Or like 5 edits for my festival format. Get the remote stuff done for it. Yeah, good luck with that. Oh, I hope you share it with us when you have it done. Because yeah, like, you may think you have so much stuff to do that it's impossible to complete, but you really just... God, the game lags. Living live. Oh, did you try to post a link? Yeah, sorry, I have those disabled. Festival on the day. It's gonna be frozen in place. Am I gonna have to... But yeah, good luck with that. You may be stressing out right now, but just focus on knowing exactly what you have to do. Like, that's kind of why making a schedule is necessary. Like, just plan it out. Plan out what you're gonna do, one day and then the next. Because I know when I like edit videos and stuff, record or even write scripts, it's like half the time I just procrastinate because I don't like have it in my head that I need it done by a certain day. So I always love to give myself just fake deadlines. All right, here we go. This is. Oh, is that the wave beam? All right, these aren't too bad. I just realized I haven't been getting a lot of health upgrades. I'm only at like 2 bars, which is pretty bad. I'm pretty sure you can have more by this point in the game. Alright, now here... Yeah, here comes the real boss. Oh, look at this guy. Alright, I need some health. I don't even remember how you do... Oh, that's right. I think you have to... God. I might actually die in this. I don't remember how... I don't remember this guy. I don't remember how you... I remember him, but I don't remember his pattern. What you actually do. Wait, what am I talking about? We have a scanner. We can figure this out ourselves. Most beam weapons, the crystals on their back absorb energy, which they can fire at hyperventilate after using their breath attack, making the mouth area vulnerable. A lot of an underbelly is susceptible. Alright, so I gotta get under him. God, I can't get under him. He's like electrified. I'm trying to hit his mouth, like it said. Oh, there we go. So rockets, missiles seem to be a good idea. Oh boy. Always nice to get bot spam. How do I... Oh god. I only have 2 bars of health, so I really can't... I really gotta be careful. How do I... There we go. I have no idea how much health this guy has. Oh, is that it? I think we did it. Do we get the wave beam? Awesome. So luckily I can just use a scroll wheel. Swap. Oh. See if I can test this out first, and I might call it a night. I'm getting tired, and you can hear my voice is... I'm slowly losing my voice, so I gotta be careful. 3-hour stream, that's pretty good. Actually more like 3.5 hours, wow. Yeah, like I can kill these things now. Alright, I need to get to a save station. I'll probably call it a night. That's pretty awesome. Okay, I'm gonna ignore those guys and just call it a night. This was a fun stream. I honestly wasn't expecting to do a full stream tonight. I was thinking of only doing like a couple hours. You know, if I was too tired. But God, so many of you people showed up. I wasn't expecting that. This is like, I've never seen this many irregulars in my stream before. It was pretty awesome to have you all here at some point throughout the stream. All right. Gonna close that down. Yeah, it was so fun to have you guys here. God, I can't even... I was gonna list off the people who were here, but we had so many. We had Valiant, Cobra, Cass, you're here. A bunch of people. We had Yosin, Yosin 2. Who else do we have? And then we had a bunch of new faces. It was great. All right. I think I am going to end the stream and get some sleep because I probably need it since I'm hopefully I'll be better tomorrow morning. For tomorrow night's stream. Although I'll keep you guys updated on my Twitter to whether or not I'm doing the stream. Hopefully I can do a fun outfit reveal courtesy of Mimi, my model artist and rigger. If she's done with the model, but I've yet to hear back from her. My voice just cracked because my throat is so dry. All right. Good night, everybody. You have a good weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Friday evenings or Friday nights or whatever part of the planet that you're from, that you're watching me from. Good night, everybody. Been fun.